Hi guys, Gretchen here. I don't have my glasses on. Just doing stuff around the house. And I did it again. I'm a terrible vlogger, YouTuber. I started to show you what I was doing with steel cut oats and anyway, this project I was doing to make something out of oatmeal and leftover fruit sauce from making my juice, and I forgot to film the whole food processor part of it where I added some egg replacer, kind of a mixture I've come up with myself out of a few different options that I looked up, and I've created one that works better, I think, for me. And I added a little sweetener, little tiny bit of brown sugar, but mostly I use a combination of xylitol and monk fruit as my alternative sweetener to keep sugar low. And I put it in the food processor, mixed it up. Then I added some ginger chips, and it's going to be some kind of cake or sweetbread. I don't know. I'm just experimenting with it. Kind of I had to add a bunch of flour to it to bulk it up a little bit. It was too thin. So I'm sorry I didn't share all that process, but here's where it is now. A little messy from baking, but so I mixed it all up in here. This is what I've come up with. I've started to put it in the pan, and then I realized, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be sharing this. So here it is. We'll see what it turns out. It tastes great. The batter tastes great. It has a cake-like consistency. So if it bakes correctly, it should be a nice sort of cake, sweetbread cake type of treat. So here we go into the oven. There it goes. I'm going to turn it this way, actually. There it is in the oven, ready to bake. Well, check it. My window's dirty, so you can't see it. Okay, bread is done. It did rise quite a bit, but then thing about grain-free bread is you don't have gluten and there's no yeast, so I did put a tiny bit of apple cider vinegar that helps to replace the yeast also. So we're going to see how it turned out. It's going to be a dense little sweetbread, looks like. Okay, there's our little sweetbread. So I'm going to call it pumpkin spiced ginger sweetbread. So I don't know if I can do this with one hand. Ta-da! There is it. It came apart a little on the corner there. There's the pan. I did oil and flour the pan. It's still stuck a little bit, but that's okay. That can be washed. And here is our bread. Let's get a little more light. How about if I move this? I live in a tiny home, so space is an issue. So there is our little sweetbread. Turn it over. It's not very thick. I'm ready for a snack too. I didn't have very big lunch, so hard to do this with one hand. So there is a very delicious looking sweetbread. Yeah, it's hard to break it apart. Nice. And I basically threw it together. Mmm. Mmm. There's a little piece of ginger. Mm. It's spongy, just a little sweet. Very nice. There. Counting the piece I just ate and enjoyed, there would be 9 pieces I got out of that. And because I'm frugal, I'm gonna freeze half, or almost half, and save the rest for, actually I think I'm gonna freeze all of it because I still have other bread that I need to use up. So I will have 8 pieces of bread separately freezed, to take out a little at a time. I might package them 2 in a bag, and that way I can take them out of the freezer for breakfast or a snack and warm them up in a toaster oven or some other way. There, I have them all wrapped up individually too. And if you're wondering about the knots on both ends of these bags, just ask me in the comments and I'll show you what I did. You probably figure it out. So I had 2 of those long bread bags, really long bags for like sourdough baguette stuff. And I just took the one bag, so there's the bottom of that bag, put 2 in, tied it, cut it, then I tied the other end to make a bottom, and then you have 2 bags from one baggie. If you're short of baggies and you need a baggie and you happen to have these long bread bags, you can reuse them. Because that bread often comes in 2 bags, the product bag and then a plastic one on top, in addition. So I've got 2 of those bags that I've repurposed into 4 bags. And each of these can be taken out to be eaten without the others spoiling. So those will go in the freezer.